Well, Jeff, I don't think a lot of children will recognize you right away, but they do know you, right?
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. I've been to the Netherlands a few times, and I've had a good time every time I've come. So, hi, I'm Jeff Kinney, author of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series.
We are very ready to get to know you. Are you ready?
Yes, let's do it.
Hey Jeff, why you wanna be a writer? I love your books. Bye.
Actually, I wanted to be a cartoonist. My goal was to become a newspaper cartoonist, but it didn't work out. Nobody liked my work. And so I had to find another way to get my cartoons seen. So I decided to become a writer. I got really lucky when I worked on Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and then right away, my work was accepted, which was a surprise to me.
Jeff Kinney!
Why do you think your books are such a huge success all over the world?
I ask myself that question a lot. I think the reason that the books are successful is because kids see themselves in Greg and Rowley and the characters. There are stories about everyday life. So my stories are really different from Harry Potter, which is this fantastical world. It's a fantasy, right? The Wimpy Kid books are more like reality.
Were you always as good in writing? Bye.
Wow, that's a compliment embedded in the question. You know what? I think that I'm getting a little bit better each year. I think I still haven't written the ultimate book yet.
What is the ultimate book for you?
The ultimate book it would be maximally funny and the story would be maximally good.
How did you come up with the idea to write this book?
I really wanted to write about a kid like me. I wanted to take all of the funny things that happened to me as a kid, that happened to me in my life, and then put them all in one place.
So does that mean you were a bit of a wimpy kid yourself?
Yeah, I was more of an average kid. However, I did some really wimpy things. Just like Greg Heffley, I used to hide from my swim team coach in the locker room and just wait until practice was over. A lot of those things with the distance and time seem really funny now. And so that's why it's fun to write about these things.
So does this mean that you really got stuck in an RV on a river and got attacked by a skunk? Did that really happen?
Some of those things happen in some ways. And that's usually what happens is that things get twisted, right? In my life, one time I was lost in the woods with my father and a friend and his father, and we had to cross a river. We had to use giant bamboo poles to jump across streams, and there were actual literal rattlesnakes, so that's my memory of sort of the waters rising.
What's your favorite book of Diary of a Wimpy Kid?
My favorite Diary of a Wimpy Kid book will always be the first, because it was the first. And another favorite is the one that will come out next year in the Netherlands. It's a book about COVID in a way. It's about being trapped with your family in a tight space.
Can you tell us a little bit about the process? Do you start by writing or do you start by making the drawings?
I start with the jokes. So I try to come up with a lot of jokes. Maybe these days it's about 700 jokes that I start with per book. Once I have a bunch of jokes, then I know I can start writing. And then the last thing I do is draw. And so when I think of the jokes, the image is in my head already, but it's the last thing that I put down on the page.
What's your favorite character in the book series? Bye!
My favorite Wimpy Kid character, I think, is Rowley Jefferson. That's Greg's best friend. I'm trying to find, here's a picture of Rowley in a wrestling outfit right here. And he's really a pure kid, and he's not corruptible.
The main character in the Netherlands is called Bram Botermans, and the original name is Greg Heffley. Do you have any idea how many different names Greg has?
Very few. I think there are only about 2 names, and one is Greg Heffley and one is Bram Botermans.
Botermans,
right?
yeah.
I can't pronounce it. Because in the Netherlands, it's really the only place I'm aware of where Greg's name was changed. I think that your publisher said, you know what, Greg Heffley isn't really a Dutch name. So I think that's why he decided to make that name change. And I think it's fun that he's got a different name there.
Thank you very much for answering all our questions. It was an honor and a blast to talk to you.
Likewise, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.